Oh, welcome back to another edition of the White Sox here on OOTP 25. And as you can see, we have gotten off to a pretty solid start to the season here as the Chicago White Sox just recently off a W10. Unfortunately, a 6-7 loss to the Tigers in extra innings is how it comes to an end. But W10 previously to that, starting off against Detroit in a 3 out of 4 game set, or taking 3 to 4 from them in a 4 game set, then sweeping Texas, sweeping Miami on the road, absolutely destroying Miami, and then winning the first game of this at Detroit series, and then unfortunately losing this game on the 20th. But 12-6 on the season as we are sitting pretty. The pitching has actually been the ones that have been getting it done so far, as a lot of our bats are slumping. We're not going to go through the whole team, obviously, but just very quickly. On the offensive side of things, Caro's hitting well, Ramos is hitting well, and Walker Jenkins is tearing the world on fire with a 227 WRC plus 8 doubles and 6 home runs and 21 ribbies through not even the full month of April. So pretty crazy Walker Jenkins so far this season, but the rest of the team is definitely slumping a bit offensively. While on the pitching side of things, lots of good pitching going around. Basically, the only player who has not been pitching well has been Shawn Armstrong, who just kind of has been getting, I guess, roughed up a bit in like some middle long relief. I changed it to where rather than having multiple setup men, I think I had 4 here, and it was like Lang and Kittredge just weren't getting used, so I decided to move them down in the middle relief and just have double barrel stopper and double barrel setup here, rather than having 4 setup guys. So this is how it's set up now, and you can see here in the rotation, Zach Littell, it's working out, folks. He's gotten 1 regular start with 3 games total. He's been pitching well, so what do I know about his horrible spring and his rating is going down? So far it's going well. I'm sure it's not going to go well for the whole season, but so far Zach Littell has been good. Obviously it's still very, very early on in the season here, but so far in April, 12-6, top of the Central Division. Folks, the winning just keeps continuing here. It is May 10th, and our Chicago White Sox are sitting at 24-10, still first place here in the Central, and we're just cooking so far. So we left off last time in that 2-game set against Detroit. Then we have 2 days off. I think one of them got rained out, I think. And then we're going to play at some portion later in the season. But then we, follow up with a sweep of the Yankees. We take 2 out of 4 in a 4-game set against Tampa Bay, and then we head into Cleveland, take 2 out of 3, take 2 out of 3 in Tampa, sweep the LA Angels, and now taking on Cincinnati here as the Chicago White Sox sitting with a 5.5-game lead on the Minnesota Twins here, first place in the Central Division, as Walker Jenkins is a man possessed. Already a 2.3 WAR, a 204 WRC plus, 12 doubles, 11 home runs, 39 ribbies, obviously running an insanely hot BABIP, but, he's damn good. I mean, holy hell. Walker Jenkins doing the thing. We've got Hudson Head hitting decently well now. Bryan Ramos is still hitting well. Same with Caro. Montgomery's up into the triple digits with the WRC plus. So the bats are starting to come around a bit more, and the pitching just continues to pitch well. Colin Ray has kind of struggled in the rotation, but aside from him and Armstrong, really, it's basically guys pitching well. Rogers has kind of struggled a bit, so we might have to drop him out of the stopper role. But for now, we'll probably keep this how it is. But yeah, very good pitching so far from the White Sox, and then also hitting to complement it, as we are just playing some damn good baseball so far here in 2027. And right as I say that, our center fielder gets a hamstring strain for 5 to 6 weeks. I mean, not only are we playing great ball, we are the #1 team in the weekly power rankings for back-to-back weeks now. So the Chicago White Sox, legit so far here in 2027. Oh my... what? What? Tyler Mahle, torn UCL, career-ending injury. Are you kidding me? I guess he's torn it twice in this universe? Well, I don't even have words. I don't even have words. Folks, Tyler Malley goes down, and we're on a rough one right now. We lose this series to Cleveland, we lose this series to Baltimore, then we go to Kansas City and we get mopped. We get mopped by Kansas City, and we're still sitting first place right now, but we're only 2.5 games up on the Guardians here, and all of a sudden the pitching staff is looking like, I don't know. I don't trust these guys. Like, we've got Noah Cameron up in the bullpen in the rotation right now because he was pitching very well in AAA, and I just feel like he can start. So we are going to have Noah Cameron right now. Littell is starting to fall off here with his pitching well that he was doing for us. Colin Ray is still struggling. We might have to make a change there. McDougal is pitching pretty well with the FIP, around league average with the ERA. So we'll probably keep him there. Santucci's pitching very well, but I don't know. The team is definitely struggling right now, so hopefully we can not fall apart here. Another pitching injury, folks. Sean Armstrong, torn rotator cuff. He's a reliever. He's almost 37 years old. That's probably not great, even as a durable guy. I mean, that's what's happening here. We're getting torn rotator cuffs for durable pitchers. So, well, folks, the Chicago White Sox are sitting pretty. We're finally a good team. It's finally happened. The Chicago White Sox sitting 57-34 on July 11th, the date of the 2027 first-year player draft. We have a 3.5 game lead on the Detroit Tigers for this first place spot. The Twins were behind us. They have totally collapsed. The Tigers have overtaken them for that second spot, and now we are just sitting there. It was much closer. You could see, or I guess you can't see, but recently it was like within a game was the second place team. But we've pulled away a little bit here, so we've got 8-2 in our last 10. And if we look at the expanded standings, this is not a fluke. This team is good. We have a plus 110 run differential. We are no slouch. And the Central in general is just stock full of good teams here, as 4 teams have positive run differentials in the Central Division. And if we go ahead and take a look at the team stats page, you could just see, I mean, on paper, we are a really good team. We are performing. I mean, the pitching is finally coming together. This is what you expect to see from a Jersey-born OOTP team, is just dominant pitching, great defense, and then the offense is usually just good enough, or when we're getting really elite, both is good. But right now, we're a top 5 offense. Top 5 offense, top 5 in runs scored, top 2 in runs allowed. Beautiful stuff. The past few years, we have really, really struggled with getting the pitching to actually be able to perform. And so far here in 2027, it is looking like it's all starting to come together here, as we are top 2 in both starters ERA and bullpen ERA. Overall best ERA, though. Second in runs allowed, first in WAR, hits allowed, opponent's average, the third lowest BABIP, the second least amount of home runs, the 6th least amount of walks, and second most strikeouts. These 3 numbers are ones we've struggled to actually do well with. We've had some decent bullpen ERAs, some good hits allowed, opponent's average BABIP numbers before, but we've never had these numbers. And this year, all of a sudden, we've got all 3 of them going pretty well for us this year. And then the defense continues to be one of the best in the American League. While on the offensive side of things, like I said, top 5 in runs scored, beautiful stuff. 4th in OPS, 5th in OBP, 5th in WAR, 4th in WOBA, 2nd most hits, 3rd most extra base hits, tied for 8th in home runs, 5th amount of walks, striking out a decent amount, but it's whatever, stealing a bunch of bags, not really getting a lot of value out of the base running, but that's whatever. We might have to just lower this couple ticks, something like that. Usually that helps with the base running numbers. We'll see if that changes in the second half. So right now it's 13th in the American League. I bet in the second half this is probably going to be like 6th or something by the time the end of the season happens. Really, I'll take any improvement that's not 13th. But one thing that's really been noticeable, aside from Tyler Malley, obviously I can't really say that we have had no injuries, because Tyler Malley tore his UCL for the second time and his career is over. Sean Armstrong had a torn rotator cuff, and they were both obviously pitching very well for us. But aside from those guys, we had a little bit of a stint for Hudson Head on the IL. He's now back for us, which luckily, because our center field situation is not great with him in center field. Dominic Fletcher no longer on the 40-man roster, but still on the organization, or in the organization rather. playing good in defensively in center field in AAA, but don't really want this guy at the big league level. So we had Alex Ramirez playing center field in his absence because I was like 60 center field, 65 range, 70 air, 60 arm. He should be able to hack it in center field, and in 29 games, the guy puts together a -4 ZR. So not exactly getting it done at the major league level. Thankfully, Hudson Head is back now to play center field for us, as he's been putting together a 5.5 CR in center field. So obviously, the bat's not there with him, although potentially it could be with these ratings. But so far, the defense, at the very least, is there for him. So we'll start things off with the hitting side of things, sort by wins. Bryan Ramos, the first baseman, truly elite player. 24 doubles, 28 home runs. He has 90 ribbies on July 11th. 15% strikeout rate. What a player. Oh my God. 172 WRC plus, 4 wins. I mean, look at this fucking guy. He's incredible. He's no slouch against righties obviously crushes lefties. Really, really good player. And he's even turned into a decent first base defender, putting up some decent ZRs at first base. We'll take it. Not that I give a shit about defense at that position. And he's a captain, too. And we've got him locked in through his age 32 season at a really team-friendly price for the type of player that he is. So Bryan Ramos, what a development he has been for us. Walker Jenkins continues to be extremely good as well. 3.5 wins here on July 11th, 156 WRC plus, 21 doubles, 20 home runs, 69 ribbies, nice, with a 18.9% strikeout rate. Doesn't walk, but who cares? If you're going to make that much contact and that much loud contact, who cares if you don't have a great walk rate? He's still very, very good a player, and he's playing a solid right field. Not quite as good as he was last year. Maybe he could get up to the 7.8, but, still, we'll take a positive ZR, especially when it comes with this type of bat for us. Colson Montgomery got off to a slow start, but man, has he been turning it on as of recently. 2.5 WAR, 133 WRC plus, 12 doubles, 13 home runs. The counting stats not really there, but he's walking a ton, getting on base a ton. Even more so than Caro. We might have to do a thing where maybe Caro hits second and Montgomery hits first. Who knows? But for now, we'll keep it the way it is because that's just been working for us. As Montgomery has really been turning it on as of recently. We look at his splits month by month. In April and May, was around league average, a little bit less than league average. And then you can see here in June and July, really, really been catching on fire so far here the past couple months. Edgar Caro, 2 wins, solid WRC plus, we'll take it. Noah Miller, not going to do anything offensively ever, but we will take the defense from him as he puts together a 9.5 ZR here through a couple weeks, or even as a couple days of July. Brooks Lee still not really able to put together the offense, unfortunately, despite looking like he should be able to. But at the very least, he is a very good defender up the middle for us. So we'll take that. Hudson Head, same deal with him. These are our defense guys, and then we have the 4-headed dragon of Ramos, Jenkins, Montgomery, and Caro. And then really any other offense we kind of just get is secondary, essentially, from guys. Samuel Zavala has really struggled for us this season, unfortunately, which is just a bummer to see. I thought he was going to be a big piece for us, but, got hurt to start last season, missed basically the whole year, and then so far this year has really not been putting things together. But hopefully in the second half, maybe he can start to turn things around for us. Chappelle's kind of struggled as a bench player. Gonzalez has actually been pretty good as a bench player for us, a bench infielder. Right now we have Tobias actually DHing for us against righties. It is Tobias, and then against lefties it's Baldwin, because Baldwin got off to a slow start to the season. In April and May, really, really dreadful 73 and 70 WRC plus respectively. And you can see he's been turning on a bit better as of recently. But although we might have to think about the lefty situation, because it's not like he's good against lefties. So, I don't know. We'll have to rethink that. And then also Tobias is doing weird things where he's actually hitting better against lefties than righties. Although it can be a bit misleading here with the sample size because, it's a small sample size. And on paper, he should definitely not be hitting better against lefties than against righties. But we're going to keep DHing him. Hopefully he can keep running into some more runs for us, hit some home runs, because he's got that 60 power, 65 against righties. We want to continue to have that in our lineup here, as we'll see what he can do for us. But right now, it's really just Ramos, Jenkins, Montgomery, and Caro who's doing the offense for us. But, so far that's enough. And, modern day baseball, you don't need 9 elite hitters. You got 4 elite hitters, 3 elite hitters, and 1 very good hitter. We will absolutely take that, especially when it comes with elite defense up the middle with Miller, Lee, and Head at second, short, and center field. But then moving over to the pitching side of things, rotation looking a bit different than it was to start the season. Obviously, there is no Tyler Mahle anymore. We still have Zach Littell in there. And then also Colin Ray was doing so poorly for us that we decided to cut bait on his 1-year contract, just ate it, released him. He's, either signed with somebody or just sitting in free agency. I don't really care. But he's no longer on the team. And the rotation right now is looking like Santucci in the 1 spot. He has been good for us. We will take it, absolutely. Then it's going to be Zach Littell, who has been up and down right now, has been pitching very, very fine for us as a follower. And then we have Noah Cameron behind him, recently called up from AAA Charlotte. He's gotten 8 starts, and he's been really solid in those 8 starts. So hopefully that can continue for him. Then behind him, there is Grant Taylor, who has come up, gotten 6 starts, and he's been really good at the major league level for us as well. And then we also have Tanner McDougal, who also has been quite good for us. So, not exactly a lot of name brand guys here, but 5 guys all pitching quite well for us and, helping us pitch well and just do well so far here in 2027. While in the bullpen, right now we've mixed up some things where Matt Manning is the stopper, Tanner Banks is the lefty stopper, and then we have 3 setup guys in Rogers, Lang, and Kittredge, because Rogers has actually been really, really good in the bullpen for us. Lang also been really good, Kittredge been really good, and then the next tier of guys is Hennon, who was recently called up as another lefty, Jason Foley, who's doing the opening and middle relief, as always, and then Nick Nastrini, no longer a stopper, but middle relief, avoid high leverage, long relief role, because he's just continues to not be able to put it together. He's actually a 55 overall now. His ratings have gone up somehow. His ratings have gone up. It's just nothing but plus signs on his scouting report since the start, and yet he never puts it together at the major league level. When is it going to happen? Never at this point. He's almost 28 years old. Figure it out, man, or else, I don't even know. But you look at these guys' ratings and you're like, why can't he put it together? And he just can't. But, whatever about Nastrini, the rest of the guys are pitching very well for us. The hitters are hitting. The pitching is pitching. It's all going pretty well here in Chicago on the south side as we are sitting 3.5 games in front of the Detroit Tigers, like I said. And now it is time to dive into the first-year player draft where we have the 17th overall pick. The Washington Nationals jumped from 8 all the way to 1. The Rockies, somehow, I guess they did not get their pick last year, signed, so they have 2 picks. The Blue Jays dropped from 1 to 5, but we have 17th overall as we will dive into this here in 2027. So number 1 overall to the Washington Nationals will be Jose Slim Ramirez, not to be confused with the member of the Cleveland Guardians. Looking like a really solid player. 65 range, good speed, 75 BABIP with 75 power. That's damn good. So Jose Ramirez looking like he could be a good player for the Washington Nationals. As I believe we are now into the fake drafts. There may be a couple real guys here and there, but I believe this is pretty much going to be mostly fake guys, if not all fake guys. As we are now on to the 17th overall pick, our scouting director believes that we should take David Carter, a fragile high schooler from Utah, and I say fuck off with that shit. When it comes to, it looks like all the best guys here are high schoolers. If we go college players, there's an 80 college guy, but he's low everything. He looks like he could be really good. We might just kind of have to be like, hey man, you're going to have this level of college player available for us. We might have to take this guy. Even if he does have poor competition, maybe we change that. Maybe we don't go for that then. Average competition, good competition. Don't really want to mess around with the two-way guy right now, to be honest. So honestly, Howie, either we go with Howie or we go with Chuck O'Farrell. I kind of am tempted to go with Chuck O'Farrell, even with the warning signs of the 3 low adaptability, work ethic, intelligence, and then on top of that also poor competition level, which I know is some things that people like to look at because, you know, for a guy like this, maybe he's prone to be like, we take him and then a month goes by and he's no longer an 80 and he's a 50. So, could be something. That's basically the only reason why we're kind of looking at Howie here as a lefty from Fresno State, because he's got good competition and he also looks like he could be developing quite well. He's a high leader too, good stamina, good hold runners. Howie might be the guy here. He might be the guy, unless we want to go with a high school player like that David Carter. He's fragile. Aaron Cooper, maybe he could be interesting. We're not taking a reliever. I mean, that's an elite-looking catcher, 65, only a 55 framing, though. I mean, he might be too good to pass up. Getting a catcher, 80 potential catcher at this point in the draft. He's had a bunch of, Chuck O'Farrell here has had a bunch of pluses and minuses throughout his development. Tim Lewis, the catcher, he's had some minuses as of recently. Throughout this season, mainly, it looks like. But he's been an 80 the whole time. Line drive hitter. I mean, he might be too good to pass up as a potential franchise catcher down the line. Maybe able to bridge the gap between Caro and Tim Lewis down the line. Man, this is tough. I was not anticipating having our pick of this many good players here, but I think we got to go Tim Lewis, right? Like, what he thinks we should take Josh Kuhl, who's a college 70 guy. I mean, maybe he's probably better a corner than he is a center, but he's probably also looking at him from like a pitching standpoint. But I just don't think this guy's a great pitcher. I think we gotta go. I mean, we gotta go Tim Lewis. It just has to be, right? Tim Stoney Lewis, potential franchise catcher down the line. We're taking him. We're taking him here, 17th overall. Boom, lock it in. Move things on to round 2. And we got a college reliever available. Another college third baseman. Poor competition. Got another catcher who has 55 framing at a Ball State. Yeah, I don't know if we want to take a 50 guy here, so I think we might be trying to take one of these higher high school guys, like maybe Joe Gobble. Maybe. Probably prefer Gobble over Woodard. The scout does think we should take Joe Gobble if I just ask straight up for a recommendation. What if I ask for a pitcher? John Hunt, high schooler. I mean, there's also this John Noss guy. Who is better between those two? The other guy has better personality. I mean, I guess it's the big-time stuff with Hunt. Not great movement, though. A little bit better control. I guess that's just what you prefer. I would probably prefer Noss, to be honest, if I went high school pitcher here. Just because I like that he's got high leader, loyalty, adaptability, ground baller. And then Hunt has low leader. Yeah. So if we go pitcher, it's going to be John Noss. If we go hitter, it's going to be Joe Gobble with some potentially really good power. I think we're going to go Gobble. Joe Gobble's our guy. Joe Honker Gobble. What a name. Honker Gobble. Locking him in round 2. If Noss is still there, we're taking him. He's no longer there. So we move things on to round 3. And the other 70 potential high schooler is still here. Maybe. Scout thinks we should take Jeremy Petty. 80 grade power, huge swing and miss. Not really a defender anywhere. He's a first base DH, but he's got some big time power. Are there any like standout defenders at this point? 70 infielders here. Kind of a fake 70 infield range. This guy's legit, but he's impossible signee. Man, oh man, oh man. I don't think we have the budget to be like offering a guy like that. This guy's good defensively, but he's horrible everything else. Mike Cherry, maybe. Could be interesting, but he's once again more of a corner. Don't know if we want to do that. So what if we look at college guys? There's some 55s. There's this really good personality class catcher from Ball State. We got a guy from Rutgers named Steve Delaney, lefty. Big-time BABIP, gap power. Definitely a corner first base type. Going to have some huge swing and miss. High leader, though. Could be a really interesting bat. This guy might be better, though. We might prefer somebody like this. Big-time arm, similar range, high work ethic, intelligence. Kind of leaning Bobby Hernandez at the moment. There's like a really good reliever, potentially, and Eric Richardson here. Brian Townsend's interesting. Big-time gap power, bunch of average stuff, good speed profile, 65 range. Stone Cipher is another college reliever. Great name, too. Ron Stewart. Ooh. Don't love the personality class. The competition's poor. But 65 range with 80 grade error. He's got a similar bat to, what was it, Townsend? So yeah, between these two guys, it's Ron Stewart. I think it's got to be... I mean, great competition for Townsend, though. But I think we might like Ron Stewart. Yeah. So Ron Stewart or... Who is the other guy? Bobby Hernandez. Who do we prefer here? I mean, Bobby Hernandez's bat looks like he could be really good. 60 gap with 60 home runs. But then on the defensive side of things, some more upside defensively with Ron Stewart. Man, I would love both of these guys, Bobby Hernandez and Ron Stewart. I think we're going to go Bobby Hernandez here. Go for the bat upside. Lock that in. And then hope that Ron Stewart he is indeed, boom, we're locking in Ron Stewart round 4, move things on round 5. And then we've still got our pick of Brian Townsend if we wanted to. Just go all in on the outfielders here. We could get this catcher who's still here. If we go college, or there's some high school guys who are still available. Fragile, don't love that. I mean, we're basically down to the 50 guys. We might as well take these college guys here. So do you want to take another catcher from Ball State, or do we want to take another outfielder in Brian Townsend and kind of just like load up on these outfielders, see if we can get them all developed? I think we're going to go Townsend. And then Cassiano gets taken. I like this college reliever who's been sitting here, so I think we're going to... potentially good outfielder. It's really just slap hitty, though. Don't love the gap power there. I think we're going to go with Richardson here as a lefty reliever out of U San Diego. Move things on round 7. Alrighty, folks, so we are here at the end of the first-year player draft. I believe we left off taking Eric Richardson, if I'm not mistaken, in round 6. So then in round 7, we took Braylon Whitaker, that other outfielder who looked like he was more of a slap hitter with some high speed, 65 range. Figured why not take him. Then move things on round 8. We take a high school infielder out of an Alabama high school, and big power potential here. Really good range, arm too. Maybe more of a third baseman, but could be a good shortstop someday too. So Sapansky gets taken there. Round 9, we take another high school infielder in Cole Shepard out of an Arkansas high school, 65 range with him. Decent bat profile as well. Then in round 10, Edgar Soto, really good infielder. If he's even just the guy who plays really good defense through our minor leagues, we'll take that. But, who knows? Maybe he's like a Noah Miller type for us down the line. And then in round 11, we take Dusty Chrisman, great name, lefty high school reliever out of Chicago High School as well, adaptability, work ethic. Round 12, we take Josh Bazor, a Mater Dei High School right-handed reliever. Throws pretty hard, good stuff, fastball, curveball mix, high intelligence. Then there's round 13. We take Eric Harrison, a right-hander out of I'm assuming that's Cincinnati High School. Good cutter, slider, good stuff, decent player. Round 14, we take Russ Watkins, a college reliever out of UNC Charlotte, who has high leader. Be decent for the minor leagues, who knows. Catcher Landon Yates, 65 framing. Go catch our pitching prospects. That's basically all we took him for. And then in round 16, we take Chase Williams, go play some really good defense in the minor leagues at a UAB. And then in round 17, we took this Korean guy who went to Indiana State, go Sycamores. Just thought it was intriguing to have a Korean guy from Indiana State. I don't know, 6'4" Korean guy too. Pretty awesome stuff. And then we go round 18, Gabe Patterson, high school infielder, play some infield defense for our minor leagues. And then there's round 19, another one, play infield defense for the minor leagues. He's South African from Texas Tech, Wreckham. Then we move things on around 20, and it is a high schooler out of a Michigan high school with big-time stuff, big-time curveball, high work ethic. Who knows, throwing shit at the wall, hoping it sticks. And that was our draft here in 2027.